Have you ever noticed that some people seem genuinely happy, no matter what's happening in their lives? It's not because they have the best luck, the most money, or the easiest path. It's because they've figured something out, a simple but life-changing truth. And that truth is gratitude. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Yeah, I've heard this before. Be thankful, appreciate what you have. But that's not what I'm talking about. What if I told you that gratitude isn't just a nice idea, it's an actual practice that can change the way you experience life? What if I told you that happiness isn't about having more, it's about seeing what's already there? Let's start with a question. Have you ever thought, I'll be happy when I make more money. I'll be happy when I move into a bigger place. I'll be happy when I meet the right person. I'll be happy when I finally get that job. I'll be happy when I achieve that goal I set years ago. I'll be happy when my life feels more stable. The problem with this way of thinking is that happiness is always in the future, never in the present. And even when we do get what we want, that happiness doesn't last. Think about it. Have you ever really gotten something you wanted? A promotion, a new phone, a better apartment, only to find yourself looking for the next thing soon after? Have you ever noticed how quickly the excitement fades? Buddhism teaches that this constant cycle, this feeling of never enough, is one of the main causes of suffering. The mind keeps chasing, always looking for what's missing instead of noticing what's already here. But what if the problem isn't that you don't have enough? What if the problem is that you're not seeing what you already have? This is where gratitude comes in. And it's not just about being positive or forcing yourself to be happy. It's about shifting your focus in a way that actually changes how you experience life. There's a famous Buddhist story about two monks traveling together. One day, they reached a river where they saw a woman struggling to cross. She asked for help. Without hesitation, the older monk picked her up, carried her across, and set her down on the other side. The two monks continued walking in silence for hours. Then, the younger monk finally spoke up. "We're not supposed to have contact with women," he said. "Why did you carry her?" The older monk smiled and replied, "I put her down hours ago. Why are you still carrying her?" This story holds a powerful lesson. We carry things long after we need to. We hold on to disappointments from the past. We replay conversations we wish had gone differently. We fixate on what's missing instead of seeing what's here. We let our regrets take up space in our minds far longer than they need to. Gratitude helps us put things down. Instead of obsessing over what's wrong, we start to notice what's right. We begin to see how much we already have in our lives that we weren't paying attention to before. The science of gratitude. Yes, it actually rewires your brain. Here's where it gets even more interesting. Science backs this up. Studies show that practicing gratitude literally changes the structure of your brain. When you regularly focus on things you appreciate, your brain strengthens neural pathways related to positivity and weakens those tied to stress and anxiety. This means that gratitude doesn't just make you feel better, it physically reshapes your brain to help you experience more happiness. And it gets better. The more you practice gratitude, the more your brain starts noticing things to be grateful for automatically. It's like training a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Over time, you become more naturally inclined to find joy in the little things, rather than constantly searching for external sources of happiness. But that's not all. Gratitude has also been linked to lower blood pressure, better sleep, and even stronger immune function. Studies show that people who keep a gratitude journal experience reduced stress and anxiety, and even improved relationships. When you train your mind to look for the positive, you're also training yourself to be more patient, understanding, and present in your interactions with others. This is why Buddhist monks who practice gratitude daily radiate a sense of peace. They're not lucky. They've trained their minds to focus on what's already good. By appreciating the present moment, they free themselves from the endless cycle of wanting more. So how do you do this? How can you shift from focusing on what's lacking to appreciating what's abundant? The good news is it's simpler than you think. If you're wondering how to actually build gratitude into your daily life, here are a few simple but powerful ways to start. First thing in the morning, before you grab your phone, before your mind jumps into the stresses of the day, pause. Think of 3 things you're grateful for. It could be something big, like your family. It could be something small, like the way sunlight hits your window. It could be as simple as I woke up today. It could be a kind gesture from someone the day before. It could be the fact that you have a roof over your head. The key is to really feel it. Not just list it in your head, but take a second to appreciate it. Do this every morning, and you'll start noticing a shift in how you see the world. Next, try the I get to trick. This one's a game changer. Instead of saying I have to go to work, say I get to go to work. Instead of I have to cook dinner, say I get to cook dinner. Instead of I have to exercise, say I get to move my body today. Sounds small, but this one shift rewires your brain from seeing life as a series of chores to recognizing it as a series of opportunities. Lastly, practice gratitude for challenges. Buddhism teaches that suffering isn't something to run from, it's something to learn from. Think about a time when something bad happened, but later it led to something good. A breakup that led to self-growth. A failure that pushed you in a better direction, a loss that taught you resilience. These moments often seem unbearable at the time, but when we reflect, we see how they carved out space for growth, wisdom, and new opportunities. Instead of only being grateful for the good times, try being grateful for the tough moments too. They shape us just as much, if not more, than the good times do. Every struggle carries a lesson, and learning to appreciate those lessons turns hardship into strength. A challenge today may be the foundation of tomorrow's wisdom. When we accept challenges with gratitude, we free ourselves from resistance and open the door to understanding and transformation. One way to practice gratitude for challenges is to reflect on a past difficulty and identify at least one positive thing that came from it. Maybe a rejection helped you develop resilience, maybe a setback led you to something even better. Maybe a mistake made you more empathetic toward others. Another method is to reframe struggles as part of your journey. Instead of thinking, why is this happening to me? Try asking, what is this teaching me? This small shift in perspective can make even the hardest times feel purposeful and meaningful. So here's my challenge to you. Right now, before you do anything else, think of one thing you're grateful for. Got it? Good. Now, if you're up for it, drop it in the comments. Let's fill this space with appreciation instead of complaints. And if this message spoke to you, make sure to hit like and subscribe. Because sometimes all we need is a little reminder of what really matters. See you in the next one.